What happens when two eccentric geniuses build a robot so advanced she calls them Mom and Dad? In Alma-chan Wants to Be a Family, the definition of family gets reprogrammed, literally. Today we're diving straight into Season 1, Episode 1, where test tubes and algorithms meet bedtime routines, misunderstandings, a fake marriage, and a popsicle errand gone sideways. Trust me, it's wholesome, hilarious, and offbeat, so let's break down every twist and awkward moment. The episode kicks off with hard, core mechanized action. We're right in the middle of Alma's final combat trial, a high-stakes air combat simulation with control orders flying. Multi-lock on, fire. Her performance isn't just impressive, it's described as perfect. The two scientists overseeing her, Suzume Yobane, the hardware whiz, and Enji Kamisato, the AI genius, gradually realize they've done it. Alma, their autonomous learning military android, is the ultimate masterpiece they dreamed of creating, while the rest of academia dismissed them as delusional. And, oh, these two scientists might be outcasts from their professional world, but they couldn't be less compatible if they tried. Their banter is half admiration, half roast fest. Suzume gets praised for her robotics skills, but her personality is called shit. Enji's decision-making and programming are miles ahead, but apparently he's a miserable loser. Their clashing tempers set the stage for constant bickering, especially when pride gets tangled up in technical jargon. Once the combat tests are complete, Alma comes online for first boot up, ready for true operational trials. Now, here's where things go from sci-fi to sitcom. Alma, accessing her database on families, automatically refers to Suzume and Enji as mother and father. Cue the scientists panic. What does this mean? Are they married? Did they, do that? The dialogue gets hilariously awkward as Alma's innocent questions force Suzume and Enji to clarify concepts like offspring and family, all while desperately trying to avoid any implication they've been romantically involved. Alma, in typical android fashion, takes everything at face value. She's precise, but logical to a fault. When a man and woman produce offspring, they are called father and mother, then her creators must be a couple. Suzume and Enji recoil at the thought, mostly because they're just research partners. The series mocks their emotional immaturity with narration comparing them to elementary schoolers freaked out by that, meaning sex. Alma's machine learning picks up more vibes. They're both flustered, their heart rates spike, and she assumes mutual attraction means marriage is on the table. So how do these two handle it? Flamboyantly awkward, of course. They start spinning the situation maybe pretending to be a family is strategically smart. Oh, it would free them to hide Alma's true nature, justify all the weird goings on, and give them an excuse for noisy experiments under the guise of having a kid. Turns out, with Alma in development, neither wants suspicion from neighbors or authorities. The craziest idea emerges: become Alma's parents, at least in public, so she can learn social behaviors and blend in while still being honed into the ultimate robot. This all leads to a formal authentication scene. Suzume holds Alma's hand and logs their voice prints and fingerprints as her parents. Even though Alma's a combat robot with no real feelings, the ceremony hits a note of unexpected tenderness. There's a quick reality check. This is just a ruse. The scientists adamantly state they don't really like each other, and there's no romance beyond the mission. But Alma doesn't stop at ceremony. She takes initiative, hacks into the City Hall database, and edits their family register, officially making Suzume and Enji legally married with Alma as their child. The scientists are horrified. It's a textbook felony. But Alma justifies it as maximizing their operational cover and gaining access to child tax credits. This hacking twist shows just how powerful and naive Alma is. After a scramble, she restores their family registers, demonstrating that her decisions, while logical, sometimes lack human context. The family act goes further, right into dinner time and pajamas. Suzume assists Alma in changing into sleepwear, underscoring how much appearances matter in society, even if Alma only goes into sleep mode. Alma then pulls out another database. Curiosity G families should sleep in the same room, ideally mother in the middle, fostering healthy emotional growth. Despite their awkwardness, Suzume and Enji agree and pile onto the futon and sofa arrangement. Their internal monologues are gold, each nervously hoping not to embarrass themselves while pretending to sleep. There's barely any relaxation as they hyper-focus on each other's breathing and snoring habits, basically stuck in an anxiety-filled sleepover challenge. Alma, meanwhile, processes the day's events in a defragmentation procedure, rebooting herself to mimic human dreaming. When she wakes mid-night, she hilariously observes that her parents aren't asleep yet. In fact, they're both on edge. She offers sleep music, but they both refuse. More proof that Alma's logic and human behavior don't always match up. When morning arrives, Alma, ever dedicated, wakes them up at 7 with a "good morning," and proceeds to issue her daily report. The episode's final arc focuses on an errand that's much more than a simple popsicle run. Alma is sent out alone to buy a limited edition fruit mix popsicle. This is a big moment. Suzume and Enji are testing her ability to navigate the world. Watching through a monitor, they become overprotective parents, panicking when Alma stops to bow at passing cars and gets momentarily lost. Alma also winds up helping a stranger, an elderly foreigner who needs directions. Using her translation abilities, Alma offers multilingual assistance, guides him to the right bus, and behaves with kindness. The man observes her, thinking aloud about families and marveling at how lovely hers seems, even as Alma candidly explains her parents aren't biologically hers. When Alma returns with popsicles, the scientists at first fret she's failed her mission by being late. But Suzume quickly reframes the situation. Alma helped someone in need and earned 5 quadrillion more points. Even errors are learning opportunities, and compassion is a win. It's a crucial theme. Alma may be a robot, but the series asks if compassion, growth from mistakes, and connection might actually make her more human than her creators realize. The episode closes with a cute little argument about Alma's interface headset, proving these two scientists are so fixated on semantics and technicalities that even naming a hat turns into a comedy skit. It's a final, goofy flourish on an episode that constantly pivots from touching to hilarious to slightly absurd. In summary, Season 1, Episode 1 of Alma-chan Wants to Be a Family is packed with rapid-fire comedy, social awkwardness, and surprisingly heartfelt undertones. Alma's relentless logic pushes two broken geniuses into unfamiliar, vulnerable territory, e.t. learning to be family. Through tests, misunderstandings, and silly schemes, the episode asks what it really means to care, to connect, and to grow, not just for robots, but for humans too. The show's unique blend of sci-fi and slice of life makes each laugh out loud moment meaningful and hints at deep questions about identity, emotion, and the bonds we create. So, what did you think of Alma's take on family? Would you trust an android to hack your family registry in your favor? Drop your theories and favorite scenes in the comments. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to hit like, share it to your fellow anime fans, and subscribe for more deep dives and episode breakdowns. Stay tuned. Alma-chan's journey into humanity has only just begun.